Okay, let's talk a little bit about verticals because what was your first experience with verticals? Did you watch any verticals before you started working on them? How was that?
I got into the game fairly early. Verticals were like a year in, and I didn't even know where to access them, to be quite honest. So I didn't watch any before I got on set. The first vertical I did was for Galatea at the time, which is now rebranded into Candy Jar. They are a little more grounded. They are a little more comparable to a Lifetime look. They shoot with one camera at a time, so it was a very good introduction to the vertical space. But I remember I was a supporting character on that. It was my first villain ever. So not only did I feel completely unbelievable playing a mean character, but I also like what is happening. And I asked our female lead, Haley Lorelei, I asked her before going in to film my first scene, which was a big monologue of all things. I was just like, hey, so a question, how does this play out? How do these scenes play?
Kind of
And
like I asked you in my first
yeah,
vertical.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. What did I tell you? Do you remember? I don't remember what I told you.
I don't me neither, but it was something like yeah, just throw yourself on the pool.
And we were up there for hours. We
Yeah.
were, but Haley said to me, she just looked at me, she said, it plays out exactly like you think it will. And I said, understood. Okay. Um, so I just went for it and didn't hold back. And apparently I was on the right track. Yeah, but I had no idea what it was at first.
Yeah. You are very grounded, but also because I know some actors, I won't say their name because honestly, I don't know their names. But there are some actors that do verticals and they are like too over the top. You're like just in the maybe you've gotten used to how they work, like to be in a spot that you're in a like you're in a vertical style, as in it's still kind of dramatic. It's a soap opera, but you're also really grounded.
Thank
That that came with time, I bet.
I think I started in horror and psychological thriller. That's what I did a lot of, and then I did some sitcom training. I think some people may feel I am over the top, and sometimes that's the agenda and the characters I'm given and the vision of the show and then the direction notes that I'm given from the director and client. So I feel like I do go there on occasion by design, but I really love when I get to live in truth. And that's one of the
Mm,
reasons I really enjoy playing the leads or the nice characters, because a lot of times they're the ones experiencing the world in as much truth as possible. I feel that's the job. The antagonist,
mm,
I feel like they're the very fine-tuned, orchestrated chaos. They have to have a very distinct plan of attack, and like they're the characters. And there are moments for truth in there that you can find and insert if the director and client feel it fits the vision for the show. But I really enjoy the leads because I feel like your job is to be as truthful as possible.
I think that's a good how do you say lesson or thing to keep in mind, or what's the term
Mindset?
mindset. Yes, thank you. Like a mindset to have, because some people might be like, "Ugh," if they are acting, they probably don't want to do something so over the top. um they don't know how to. Maybe I think it's really important to have the mindset of just be truthful to yourself, truthful to the situation. Maybe it's probably not about like the energy you put. It's gonna the director's gonna give you that, like it's if the environment you're at is gonna give you the energy you have to put in, the style of show you're shooting. But what's always gonna stay the same is you having to play true to the character. And I've gotten used to now watching a lot of verticals because they honestly, you can't avoid them if you're on TikTok. They yeah. And
Out
then
to
you start watching one ad and you want to keep watching. It's like it's kind of addicting. They do it that way for a reason.
do. They do.
But I've seen a lot of actors that are like sometimes like I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem realistic. But the true word is that doesn't seem honest. I think that's the the term that really prevails.
Yes. And you know, I do my best. I am the type of artist, no matter what happens, I'm going to watch things back and see all the opportunities for growth that I could have. I do my best to be honest, no matter what is asked of me. Um, but the facts are sometimes we get one take. And, you know, as long as we got the words out somewhat okay, we're short on time, we got to move on. So, like, I've found the best thing I can possibly do is be relaxed or comfortable, and that helps me be honest in the tone of the character. And I might behave a little differently on set based off of who I'm cast to be, and just keeping that side of myself activated for the day helps me slip in and out of that character more truthfully, helps
Mm.
me have less thoughts in the back of my mind like, wait, does my co-star believe me right now in this moment because I've been different? No, just like I try to just stay akin to what I'm booked to do as much as I can so I can be ready for that one take.
Yeah, if you want to learn one thing from acting, it's being true, like being true to the situation. Truthfulness is like comes a long way. Like anyone, if you want to become an actor, that's like the one lesson I would keep in my heart. Carola comes back again with us. Ashley, I love when you post about the kid actor on the vertical set. What is something that they teach you, and what advice have you given them?
Oh, I treasure getting to work with the young actors and actresses. It's so special to me, and it's very memorable. And I really work to build trust and comfort with them right away, especially if I'm playing a mean character. A lot of times we film the end of the movie or project first, which is the peak of chaos where I'm yelling, screaming, and violent, maybe wielding a weapon at this child. And so immediately when I meet them, I try to establish we're playing pretend, uh, fun, and I am also a child at heart. So I instantly become a child myself around them. But it helps me as well because we're playing pretend. I think working with young actors and actresses, it really keeps alive that wonder and that feeling of playing pretend and how wonderful and fun it is. And it also keeps me accountable to drop my ego and stay comfortable and lose inhibitions, because if I want them to feel comfortable, how do I do that? By doing that myself. That's one thing that I am repeatedly reminded when I work with them. Advice that I've given them is we have to do this for us. We have to do what we find fun. And when we make a choice in a scene or in an audition, we should do it because we thought it was a good idea and it brings us joy because that's what they're going to love watching. And it makes it less scary and it's more exciting that way. And yeah.
You said that you filmed the like kind of finale at the beginning. Usually,
A lot of
Wh-
times.
why?
You know, I think because the pre-paywall scenes are very important, because that's what's meant to carry the audience past paywall.
Mhm.
I believe a lot of times they want us to really be in our rhythm with each other and in our workflow very
Mhm.
well before we get to those scenes. So a lot of times that means we film the later scenes first, and it can be tough because you're jumping in on day one at the peak of chaos, and so as an actor, you have to be mindful of, okay, what was my vision for this character in the beginning? All right, so I'm gonna then play it this way because this is where I start, and maybe mention to director, hey, I have this vision for this physicality going with me, so I'm gonna make sure I do this. If you feel it doesn't play, let me know, but like that's why I'm doing this. Yeah, filming the end and the beginning can be a lot.
Yeah, and sometimes I bet you wanna. I don't wanna assume, but like probably you do wanna then by the end of shooting days, you wanna like film the end again. Like, oh, now I'm more comfortable in the role, and probably I'm like I wanna shoot
I
again. No.
I think a lot of this business, you have to relinquish control and trust. And you have to trust that if director and client okayed it, that it serves the purpose. Um, if I still have doubts, I will ask a detailed question from director. Like if I have any uncertainty in my mind, I may even shout all the way over to Video Village. Hey, did that work for you? Do you want more volume? Did that eyeline shift work for you? Like if I have any question in my mind, but otherwise I try to just give it up. What's done is done. And also, I think there's a lot of beauty in even the same actor. We will approach the same scene differently on a different day simply because of our energy level or what we're bringing to it baseline in ourselves. And I really appreciate that you can't fully replicate a scene the way it's done, the way it's captured on camera. So I kind of respect the way it's just captured. That's how it wanted to be.
True, true. That's really smart. And but as a Taurus, I bet you really it's really hard for you to relinquish control and like give it up.
That's why this has been good for me. It's taught me how to do that.
Yeah, true. Oh, you know what? Yeah, like sometimes we might feel like we have something to bring to the table for acting, for performances, but sometimes acting has something to bring us.
Because
Yeah.
I've learned so much from my characters. I feel like
Really?
oh yes.
Which
And
character have you learned the most from?
I learn from them at different times, and I feel like oddly enough, they're given to me at exactly the time I need them.
Oh,
Um,
really?
had a situation last year where I was going through some very difficult health things. And in the middle of that time, I booked a role where I was a female boxer. And I realized I'm like, this is the time I need to get in touch with my inner strength. This is perfect. And so I it was a gift from the universe. There was a time where bookings slowed down for a little bit, and I booked a character that was unhoused and kind of couch surfing, but she thought it was the best life ever. And I was like, you know what? I need to find the joy and the uncertainty right now. This is what we do. And it's so interesting. The universe gives you exactly what you need.
Maybe you can always relate to your character at any point. Like even if you're playing someone that's completely different from you, there's always something that you're gonna, well, of course, take for your own life, like you said, but also like you need to find out a way of that you relate to the character, and then you'll find why they're like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you worked in more horizontal stuff?
I have. I haven't done a lot of studio projects yet. I
Uh-huh.
don't those rooms very often in auditions, and I'm excited for the day that I do more frequently. But I have done some smaller day player roles here and there. There's a rom-com that I flew to Florida to do a day player thing on, Mother Nature and the Doomsday Prepper. I think it's on Amazon Prime, and I did a day on a psychological thriller last year, and unfortunately I just got word that the scene is cut, and I'm so sad.
Oh, it's always
Oh,
that always happens.
oh, I know. They were so sweet though. They were like, no, this is on us. This was our storytelling design. We loved you. I'm like, you know, what's most important to me is the integrity of the story. Don't worry about it. um,
Yeah.
Fine. I did a fantasy, like a fantasy thriller in England a couple years ago. Very stunt heavy, super fun. We were filming in the countryside of England in the middle of winter, and I got to do an RP accent all the way through the film, which is very sloppy right now. Don't judge me.
No, no, no. Yeah, it's better than mine.
Oh, I did fool some people that flew from the States thought I was a local there, so I was like,
Really? You're
uh,
also I don't know where you find the time, but you're so prepared every time. Like you're always like, where do you find the time to work on your accent?
you know, so I'm trying not to consume alcohol right now. Once in a while, I indulge. But one thing that I think is really helpful for accent work: a glass of wine, sit and watch YouTube, find videos of the people that have the accent, and listen to them talk. A couple sips of wine because it relaxes the muscle in your mouth and breaks the speech pattern that you're used to having. And then you try to imitate them. And also, having a glass of wine makes you giggle and be more lighthearted if you mess up, not angry at yourself if you mess up. And so you just end up having these conversations to yourself and look, and then paying attention to where the tongue falls and like where all the muscles are. That's how I approached a lot of accent work.
You know what? I think I'm gonna use that the next time I film like any audition. Like not even in an accent. Like I'm always so hard on myself.
Don't be.
I think I'm drinking something like a little, a little sip of something might loosen me up, and I don't know.
But I always tell myself the moment I start to beat myself up too, I remind myself they're not going to have fun watching this if I'm not having fun.
Mm,
So even if we think we're not doing the best job, if we don't let ourselves have fun, we're robbing the audience, the viewer, casting of having fun watching it. We have to have fun.
true. And sometimes you end up picking the take that you had. Maybe it's not the best one, like dramatically, but you had the most fun in that one. You know that, and then you end up picking that one because it feels more genuine.
I have chosen takes where I've dropped props and I just stayed in it and reacted how the character would. I've sent in takes where I got stepped on by the reader and reacted the way I would in character, or where noises have happened, and or I sometimes those moments are the magic.
Yeah, I agree. I bet you that works. Like picking those takes then lands you probably
A
uh,
callback.
a callback, or I forgot, or maybe the role, right?
I feel like it has. I think in any regard, just I get the best response when I have fun.
Mm,
So, I will try to honor what I think they want. But also, part of me, I feel, has to go, yeah, but I don't care. This is what I want to do. And, respectfully, but if I feel strongly like I will have fun doing something, even if it's not necessarily how I feel they envisioned it, I'll go for it. Because
yeah,
who else is going to do it like that if that's how I.
yeah, yeah. No, I agree. And they wanna see you like take control of the character, like make it your own. I
Yes.
think, hopefully. We're talking about self tapes. I do enjoy a lot that you post some like snippets of your self tapes with like music. I start thinking like, what is she saying?
Mm, I hear that sometimes, and thank you. And you know, my hope is that it can be easy to fill in the gaps, or it can be easy to make a guess at what's happening, because I feel like the best acting, hopefully, you're able to put it on mute and still kind of gather a little bit of what's happening. So
Yeah, because first of all, you can see that you do a lot of self taping and it takes a lot of work. It shows that you don't get a role booked with one self tape. For emerging actors, it teaches like it's hard. It's not something you get this quick.
I'll be honest, I've done 180 self tapes and in-person castings this year alone so far. 180.
Wow.
And
What? What?
I memorize all of them.
Oh.
But
Uh,
it's work, but it's like it's class, it's an exercise, it's an acting exercise. So
yeah. And it comes to show, like I said, like how much work it takes to actually land a role. And then there's the other part that it's like more of a creative exercise. That's like the okay, what is she? What is she saying? Did I get it right? Who knows? We will never know. But it's I remember the last one I remember watching it was the one you were. Let me try and do a representation of what you were doing. Okay.
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 Yes. Yes, I commit as best
I
I can.
think yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've never do that, but that's my issue, and that's my problem. I'm so nervous to like give them something that it's like too
Oh, I
much
gave
or
a lot. I gave them throat noises, and I even sent to my manager to watch it before sending it in, making sure I wasn't crazy.
too much. Yeah, no, I that's amazing. It takes guts. It takes guts to be in this industry because you do have to take some creative liberties when you do that. Maybe it's set it on paper, like do something like that, but like it's
That was all me. That was all me
oh,
deciding to.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's incredible.
Thank you. Time I get shy or nervous, yeah, you have to commit to something like that. There's if you hold
Yeah.
not going to be believable, that's going to look embarrassing. You have to commit. And I'm like also
And that stays in the minds of the casting director. Like you won't forget that. So and it's good. That's good. That's good.
I had fun. It was fun.
Yeah, no, because I feel like if no one does that and you do it, I would cast you. Like I would cast the person who does the yeah.
I'll tell you a secret. I also slate in the tone of what happened. So for that,
Oh.
I did the hello, Angel. Name is Ashley BeLoat. I'm fine. And I did. I'm reading for it.
Oh my goodness. That's that's so funny. Oh. Well, yeah, like I said, you posting all of them, I feel like it helps more emerging actors than it does you probably. So, yeah.
I I also want it to. I never want to withhold the reality of what I do. If people are following me on social media, I do want them to be able to see a little bit about what it's really like. And I do want them to see a little bit of the work behind the camera because it's not all glamorous and it is a lot of hard work. Um, but I want them to be able to see a little bit of that.
I love that. I love that. And I love that take. I would cast you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Now I'm set.
Yeah. About the working in like horizontal studio productions compared to verticals, what difference have you noticed between the two sets environments and like experiences? Like how do they differ?
Typically on horizontal projects, we shoot with one camera at a time. In the vertical space, I've shot with up to four. Page count can actually be quite similar. Um, Especially if it's horizontal soap opera, page count is very comparable to a vertical soap opera. In verticals, we will live usually anywhere from 9 to 20 pages a day. I have shot 36 pages in one day. If it's a horizontal soap opera, it's very much like that. In traditional film, oftentimes they will be a little more intentional with coverage and reduce that page count. But Lifetime, Hallmark, a lot of other films, they are adapting to the vertical pace of filming. So we are seeing page counts increase in those horizontal projects. Another reason why I really think it's smart to get experience on a vertical set because it will prepare you for living under that pressure if that's what you are blessed to experience in horizontal. I have not really experienced a lot of high budget studio projects from anything above small day player or humble background. So I feel like I'm not the most informed on that, but those are the comparisons that I've noticed.
Amazing. What do you wish to do in the future? What are your dreams?
Well, part of me would love to book series reg on a sitcom and go to work with a family of comedians every day and know that I'm making our viewers laugh. That would bring me so much joy. But I also recognize that as an artist, I cannot control how people receive what I put out. I can put in the work and I can create it, but once I say, here you go, I can't really control how people feel about it once it's out there. So I understand that what ends up working for me may not be what I think will work right now. I can control what I put into my work, where I train, how I market myself, who I am. And I just have to trust that that's going to lead me where I am happy. I find that if I'm working in areas that don't feel fulfilling, then I instead look at how I can train differently to manifest different work coming into my midst that is more aligned with that. But I really don't know what's going to happen. I would just love to be working, be busy, be creating with people, and making work that I just know people enjoy.
Yeah, you never know where you'll be in a year. That's yeah, that's the truth. And Netflix now is getting into the vertical business.
They
Warner,
are.
bro, like so many like they're seeing the drive that verticals are having, thanks to people like you. um, but yeah, who knows? Maybe in a year, who knows where the vertical business will be at and where you'll be at.
I don't know if you've heard this, but a lot of the Chinese platforms are canceling a lot of live action shows and instead doing the productions entirely through artificial intelligence. So I think over the next few months, while those platforms are experimenting in that, I have a feeling that we're going to see an increase in American based platforms. And I think that will be really exciting for us because I think we'll see an increase of work that is more culturally in tune and is more understanding of what American women want to see. And
And Occidental, yeah, like, oh, yeah, like,
uh,
all this side of the the world, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I think we'll see more female characters that female audiences here are begging for. I think we're going to see some beautiful scripts. I'm excited to see where verticals go right now. This is a cool time.
Vertical is basically just horizontals stuff, only, of course, vertical and in short form. That's the main difference. Like, you could make anything.
I never stop learning in this business. It's fascinating to me.
Yeah. And it's crazy though, that artificial intelligence thing that you said. This week, on when I was scrolling TikTok, doom scrolling, like they say, I saw an ad pop up of like a really like graphic AI. It was almost like porno, but
Yeah,
it was like AI vertical type, and I was like, how do they get this through like censorship rules or something?
it is wild. It's interesting. I mean, it's here and there's nothing we can do about that, but I know that the fans are screaming and craving the human-made art and shows. And I think no matter, I mean, there's also AI creeping its way into the music business too. When I've been telling my friends when I'm at the salon, sometimes they'll play a playlist and I can just tell all of these songs are AI. All the melodies are perfect. The lyrics are too cookie cutter, but there's nothing personal about anything. There's no human aspect to this. And the effect is it doesn't resonate with me at all. There's nothing for me to receive. There's no effect that it has on me. And I think a lot of consumers, a lot of viewers are feeling that way with this AI created art. And the beauty of art is the bits of soul that the artist puts into it. That's what makes us feel something when we consume it, because if there's no feeling put in, there's none to receive. I think we're gonna rediscover and continue to appreciate what makes art special.
Yeah, I agree. It's a turning point, definitely, and true, you can't fight it, but I mean, you can fight it, but maybe you can't stop it.
I think our work, the human work, will keep speaking for itself.